Well, I had this great idea to build a new Finch. This is the Finch over here. It's a little yellow airplane. And so the idea was to build a slightly bigger, better Finch. So I started by tracing the outline to the fuselage and building out a wing that's maybe 20 or 30% bigger. I just built the wing by eye, just eyeballed the whole thing. Still got to do all the sanding on it. Somehow I think I wound up with a Cessna. I think I got a Cessna 182 going here, sorta. But anyway, I made a template, and then just started building around the template for the fuselage. And of course, I built one half of the fuselage first, and then added the second half, and then put them all together. And ta-da! It's an airplane. I freehanded the tail surfaces. Just kind of eyeballed them. I cut out some paper patterns and tried them on, and then just built over top of the paper patterns. So as you can see, it's not that hard to produce an airplane. I think it's going to be a great flyer. I really do. I got the feeling that this is going to be a really good flying airplane. I tried to make improvements. I used better wood, not kit wood. I increased the size of the fuselage in the back so that we wouldn't get rubber bands bunching up back there. You can see it's very narrow on the Finch. Very narrow rear end. And one of the reasons I really wanted to build a new Finch is because this one is 20 years old now. It's a 20-year-old airplane. And I really don't like taking it out, but it flies really good. It's a really good flyer. So I increased the size of the box that holds the rubber, and increased the overall length and gave it about an extra 1.5 inch of wingspan. Wings a little bit wider also. I think I might cut that tail down. It's a little tall. Maybe a 1/4 inch off that top of that tail. So it's just sitting here all mocked up right now. Take off the stuff so we can see the fuselage construction a little bit better. So the things I changed was a wider, taller fuselage in the back, a bigger overall box going down the fuselage, less room up top. You can see there's a lot of space up top in the Finch, in the original Finch, and the rubber's kind of cramped in there. So I made a box that has plenty of room. Look at that, plenty of room. It's fantastic. It's got fantastic room. I also changed the wood from 1/16 square to 1/16 by 1/8 or 3/16. And I cut all the stringers by hand from a slab. So they're not perfect. The measurements are not perfect. But I wanted to do it that way because it makes the fuselage easier to bend. When you go to bend it together, it all bends together much more easily at the tail. Much more evenly also. Oftentimes you run into issues where you got one hard piece of wood on one side and a softer piece on the other side, and it causes a twist or a bend, and so I was trying to avoid that. by cutting my own wood and changing the wood dimensions so that it'll bend in. It'll bend in easier. The wood on the Finch is 1/16 by 1/16. So this is a slightly larger airplane. And come back for further updates if you're interested. Thanks for checking it out.